Hey guys, Adrian here from DigitalDojos.com. Today I want to talk about the Sony PlayStation 4. Sony just had their keynote event for the PlayStation 4, talking about the software and the specs, without physically showing the console and talking about pricing. They did mention release date about holiday 2013 timeframe, and the reason being they didn't really show the console and actually talk about prices. Well, it kind of gives them flexibility to move around before the actual official release. Reason being, we're expected to see Microsoft's next-gen console as well released this year, possibly the Xbox 720. This gives them room to kind of move around, change prices according to competition to really make that PlayStation 4 appealing come that holiday time frame. So what do we know about the PlayStation 4? Well, let me break down the specs real quick, for those gamers out there and those people who are hardcore gamers and console-based gamers. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a really great new console, and a lot of the things they showcase were about the software, the sharing functionality, and it just has really great adoption of the PC hardware. I think so. There's a lot of hardcore gamers out there who play on PC because they can modify their hardware and all of that. Well, one thing the PlayStation 4 did is it packed a lot of great PC hardware. So we have supercharged PC architecture design, an x86 processor with enhanced PC-style GPU, that's the graphics processing unit, 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 unified high-speed memory, all built into this PlayStation 4 hardware. So that's what we're going to see within the console. And their quote for the whole tagline was "See the future." And PlayStation 4 is packing a lot of great hardware in this box. And the reason being they pack so much great hardware is because a lot of it is going to be offloaded for the streaming, the sharing, and that's something they talked a lot about during the keynote. The new DualShock 4 controller is also going to be packed with the PlayStation 4. It's going to be, you can see a picture of it here. The DualShock 4 is going to be featuring a new kind of touchpad for gestures and stuff like that. It's also going to incorporate with the console. The console is going to have a 3D camera on it to understand gestures. So, for example, motion gaming, where you can kind of recognize if you're tilting the controller or moving it around. It's going to have a sensor at the top. I believe it's called the Live Bar, so it can correspond with the console and the DualShock controller itself. Now, with that said, the PS4 contains 8 CPU cores. That's almost providing CPU cores providing almost 2 teraflops of computing power. So it has a lot of power, and it's obviously going to drive better graphics, better games, all that jazz. I mean, it's only fitting that with a new console, it's obviously going to be better graphics, all that. It's I don't need to tell you that. Furthermore, on the software end, they again focus a lot on the sharing. You're going to be able to now stream content while you're playing the game. So you can stream out to friends on the PlayStation Network. They can come in and spectate your games as you're playing. So this is going to be, in an age where we're so much into sharing media and streaming, live streaming of video games, console games, PC games, even stuff like PVR for recording to YouTube. Sony did a great thing in integrating it into the PlayStation 4, kind of cutting out that extra step. It makes it easy to share out for your friends to view your game, watch alongside, and make fun of you, make comments, all that great stuff. But there's also cool features where, like, if you're stuck on a certain level, a friend can kind of remotely tap in and take over the controller and play for you and show you how to get past that certain part. I mean, we've all had that where a friend maybe has came over and physically, helped us along in a level or whatever it may be. But now they can do that remotely. Speaking of remotely, they also took that whole step into the remote play sort of scenario where now, let's say you're playing on the living room computer or living room TV, somebody wants to watch TV, you can now offload some content over to stuff like the PS Vita and remote devices so you can play on those devices. Very similar to that of the Wii U approach. Now, not all titles are going to support this out the bat, but they are trying to make that whole second screen experience so you can use your Vita for offloading things like maps or stats or anything like that. It's going to be that second screen experience with gaming to really get you immersive in the whole gaming experience. Now, as of current, I believe the PS3 titles aren't going to be backwards compatible, though they did talk about in the future getting PS3 titles to be able to be played on all devices, stuff like the PS Vita, stuff like that. So maybe we'll see that in a software update where you can offload PS3 titles over to mobile devices and so on and so forth. But I think as of right now, PS3 titles will not be backwards compatible with the PS4. Speaking of titles, we did see tons of great titles for the PS4. Things like that caught my eye. Watch Dogs is a really cool game that's going to be coming out for PS4. Bungie even came out and talked about their whole Destiny game, kind of their big next franchise after Halo. That's going to be premiered on the Sony PS4 as well. So we're going to see a lot of great titles, a lot of great action games, adventure games, and the graphics are superb. The new Killzone was even featured. There's going to be a lot of great new stuff coming out for the PlayStation, of course. So there's a lot of developers coming out talking about their game and all of that. Along with the streaming features, you're going to be able to also have a new experience in terms of downloading. You can now digitally download games and play them while they're downloading. So, the kind of conception that you have to download the game, wait for the whole thing to load just to play it. Now you can instantly play. It's kind of like streaming the game as you're streaming it as it's downloading. So that's going to provide for a really instant access experience. On that side, you'll be able to also go in and like I said, you can stream out games, upload them to stuff like Facebook. They demonstrated where they played a game and they were able to offload that to Facebook after and watch it in full HD on Facebook. So sharing is a big thing centered around all of this, from the spectating mode, from the digital downloads, etc., etc. Furthermore, again, there's a lot of expansion for this. There's going to be a lot of great stuff. There's mainly a series of games demoed for presentation. Like I said, Destiny, Killzone, Watchdog. There's going to be a lot of talk. They said, upcoming E3. So E3 is going to be a big event for the PlayStation 4. A lot of the game developers are going to talk more about their titles coming out. We'll probably see more news about the Sony PlayStation come E3. So look forward to that. I'm definitely excited about the Sony PlayStation 3. I think it's a really great turn to see more PC, really great high-end hardware integrated into consoles, because again, this appeals more to the the hardcore gamer with improved hardware and the ability to go out and stream. That's what we like to do. We like to, get achievements and showcase it to our friends. We like to show our friends how far we are in a game, or, share the experience with them as we're playing so that they feel like they're interactive as well. And now they can really be interactive with things like this new PlayStation Network that they're going to be updating, and a lot of this new features that's going to be implemented into the PlayStation 4. It's a big step. Whether or not it's going to be big enough to compete with the upcoming Microsoft console, who knows? I've been a Microsoft console gamer for a while. I've been an Xbox 360 owner for a while. Even though I've been more of a PC gamer as of the last year. We'll see. We'll see how it competes. We'll see how it does. There's a lot of room for them to expand. There's obviously pricing, availability that's going to be dropped later on, upcoming holiday season. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Sony PlayStation 4? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you going to buy it? Are you not going to buy it? It's definitely something I think I'm going to be picking up to kind of jump over and see how the Sony, PlayStation end is. But of course, with the Xbox 720 possibly coming up as well, that's something I'm going to be looking into as well. I'm Adrian from the Digital Dojos at digitaldojos.com. Do head over there for more tech content. I'm going to be doing a full write-up about the PlayStation 4 features, etc. So do check it out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.